Shalom, Most High Christ. Bless family. I'm Brother Elijah, and reading for me today is
I'm Brother Yoel. Shalom, Most High in Christ. Bless family.
Shalom, Most High Christ. Bless family. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you all for tuning in. Tonight's topic on Monday Night Lawz. Welcome to Captivity. Welcome to Captivity. This is the road to Passover, a time of reflection, right? Rethinking ourselves as to why we in the truth. Welcome to Captivity. We believe that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, whose fathers of Negroid and Indian descent, we believe that we're the Israelites and that we are in captivity, but there's folks out there that may be comfortable, may be unaware as to being in captivity. So that's why we have this class. That's why we go out to the streets. Let's get a definition as to what captivity is, brother. For the folks out there that may be new, read the first captivity number 1.
Captivity, the state or period of being held, imprisoned, enslaved, or confined.
You can read 2 because that's a good example of Babylonian.
Definition number 2, initial capital letter, Babylonian captivity.
Yep, and that's a good example as Babylonian captivity. Being in prison, enslaved, confined, under a subjection of rules, right? And right now, like I stated before, we want our audience out there to believe that they're the Israelites of this book. You go to church all the time, so it's only right to figure out who the Israelites are. They're always going in captivity for a particular reason. So we're gonna prove that thing. And no matter what, I don't care if folks out there, they have riches, you comfortable, you got your Mercedes, you got your monies or whatever. Don't ever find rest in this place. Ask questions. Let's get that in Micah 2:6, right? It's important, folks. All praise to the Most High.
The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
Yes, this is not your rest. It will destroy you, and with a sore destruction, right? Everlasting, it can affect us upon generation. So don't ever find rest in this place. Yes, we in captivity. We're gonna keep on hitting that for the folks out there that may be comfortable in this world, in this time frame, right? Don't get hyped because it's tax season, folks. Don't relax because it's the same thing. You're still paying taxes. You're still going to work on subjection to rules, right? You're under rulership and abiding within those rules in this country as well. So don't think that you can do whatever you want to do. The Lord said himself, yes, we have a sentence that we have to adhere to, right? You do something, you go to jail, boom, you have to do your sentence. That's what we're doing now. So in Jeremiah 29:5-7, he said, make marriages to dwell in the land, but don't fall asleep in this land. Know who you are, strive for the truth. Let's get that, Jeremiah 29:5-7.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 29 and verse 5. Build ye houses and dwell in them, and plant gardens, and eat the fruit of them.
Yes, sir. So we're supposed to build houses. We're supposed to plant gardens, right? Read on.
Verse 6. Take ye wives, and beget sons and daughters, and take wives for your sons, and give your daughters to husbands, that they may bear sons and daughters, that I may be increased there and not diminished.
Yeah, so we have to, unfortunately, being within this land, have marriages, create healthy families, because that's what's missing today. We're not having the right families, the right healthy families, just like in 1 Corinthians 11:1-5, right? Having that godly person. Have something to say, brother?
I want to add to that because that verse 5, that verse 6 right there crushes any same-sex marriage. It says, take ye wives and beget sons and daughters. How can you beget sons and daughters if you got two of the same gender? So it crushes that morphed doctrine of love is love. No, love is keeping the commandments and doing what he says do, so he won't be diminished. His people won't be diminished.
Yes, sir, man, because they pushing that gender, man upon man, woman upon woman, selling products that deal with diseases. If you were to fall into that madness, just stick to the Bible, stick to the laws, right? Have those flourishing, healthy relationships in the families, right? Read on.
Verse 7, and seek the peace of the city, whether I have caused you to be carried away captives, and pray unto the Lord for it. For in the peace thereof shall ye have peace.
Yes, making supplication. Lord's will, we're going to bring that out further along the class. We went over that in last class, sending up prayers facing towards your homeland, Jerusalem. Making supplications, reflecting on what we are doing as a nation of people. That's the ultimate goal, which is why we consistently go out to the street in Luke 14 and 23. It's a reminder that you have a heritage. It's a reminder to stick to these scriptures. It gives you life, right? It's supposed to build you up, having some type of sense of purpose. Let's get that, brother, in Luke 14 and 23.
The book of Luke, chapter 14 and verse 23. And the Lord said to the servant, go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled.
Yes, that's why you see us with those pamphlets out there, the signs out there. It's to get our people's attention. Like, look, we have history here, right? Consistently strive for the truth, right? Come out of her ways. Let's get that in Revelation 18 and 4. That's the goal. That's why we are out there. We're not out there for our health. We're not out there to seek any type of money. We're out there for the people. We know something. We're going to tell our people the truth. Let's get that, brother, in Revelation 18 and 4.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Yes, come out of her, my people, that you don't be partakers of her sins, because Americans keep pushing sin, right? Right now they're the powerhouse. They're the ruling class, just like Egypt, right? Just like Egypt. They were the ruling class, they were the powerhouse, and guess what happened? Destruction came, right? Yeah, folks out there that pretend to be Egyptians, and the real Egyptians don't want to proclaim their own lineage. they want to be forgotten. They allow the other folks that migrated over there that claim themselves to be Egyptians to be Egyptians. The real Egyptians don't want no parts of it. They don't want to be seen, right? They're scared, right? Remember, folks, this is a lifestyle that we're not supposed to be a part of. Come out of her, right? Because when we follow the lifestyle, we follow in the shadow of Egypt. Let's get that in Isaiah 30.
The book of Isaiah.
Of 13.
Sorry about that.
You go.
Okay. The book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
Yes, we're leaning into our own understanding, right? And we're tired of listening to what man is thinking, what man is feeling, because we're not elevating. We're supposed to elevate. You don't elevate based off of holidays. You got St. Patrick's Day done passed, 2 weeks ago? Folks out there, do you guys elevate it, or do you feel really green out there? Anything new? Anything new? Is your mind transfigured or anything? Are you the next a better person? How about Easter that's coming up? Is anything new? Right? Come out of her so we don't partake in the sin, add sin upon sin. Take counsel of the Lord. Woe unto the rebellious children. We are rebellious consistently. We don't want to listen. Right? Read on.
Verse 2. That walk to go down. Let me read it again. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Yes, Pharaoh. It could be presidents, governors, whatever the case may be. We still believe in this system. We still believe in voting. We sometimes state that our people died for voting. Or people are dying because we're not listening to the Lord thy God. We didn't trust in his ways. We trust in the shadow of Egypt, folks. That's the problem, right? Where's our faith level in the Lord? We forgot, right? Read on.
Verse 3, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
Yes, it's gonna be your shame. You trusted in voting the presidents, but it's the same thing over and over again. It's gonna add confusion, right? Anxiety, right? Bring the plagues from the Lord that you may be unaware of, right? Read on.
Verse 4, for his princes were at Zion, and his ambassadors came to Hanes.
For his princes were at Zion. And
Oh,
his
so go on. Let me read that again. I'm sorry. Can I read that again, please? I'm sorry. I misread that. I don't want to read it wrong. Verse 4, for his princes were at Zoan, and his ambassadors came to Hanes.
Yes, right. I'll read on.
Verse 5, they were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be in help nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach.
Yes, because we're a special people. We're a kingdom of priests.
That's right.
We got the best princesses, the most righteous mellow princesses out there, the queens out there with the fringes on, represent our nation, kingdom of priests, right? But we trust in our enemies, which brings much shame because year after year we keep voting, same old thing. We're not really changing as a people. The laws of this land is not going to change our people, right? Which is a reproach, right? Read on.
Verse 6, the burden of the beasts of the south into the land of trouble and anguish, from whence come the young and old lion, the viper and fiery flying serpent. They will carry their riches upon the shoulders of young asses, and their treasures upon the branches of camels, to a people that shall not profit them.
Yes, we're gonna always have enemies on face value that may seem like they're gonna help, but guess what happens, right? Read on.
Verse 7, for the Egyptians shall help in vain and to no purpose. Therefore have I cried concerning this. Their strength is to sit still.
Yes, on at first they may help. It may seem like that on the outside, but long term it's the same thing. We're not elevating. We're not becoming better people. We're the same people year after year, celebrating holidays, right? Committing sin, worshiping other gods, right? Read on.
Verse 8, now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever.
Yes, we may act like we know it all. Then write your own Bible. Write your own table, noted, right? We have the wisdom of the world, but guess what? Time and time again, the wisdom of man has failed us, right? This is the only book we have, the 1611 King James Version with the Bible, that's about prophecy that tells us the truth, right? But we are rebellious children, right? Read on.
Verse 9, that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
Yes, we are rebellious, lying children, and we will not hear the law of the Lord, right? Because there's nothing new under the sun. Guess what? The monuments, just like Egypt, just like Egypt. The Eye of Horus, just like Egypt, folks. Nothing new under the sun. That's within your monies. That's within your monies. The pyramid out there, right? Boom. Pyramid, nothing new under the sun. The eagle, things have meanings and things have purpose, right? There's nothing new under the sun, right? Read on.
Verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, And to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits.
You want to hear good, vain things that's not going to help our people. That's Christianity. That's religion. Ask yourself, why is there so many religions out there? It's just really man-made. And is it profiting us? Sometimes those churches get shot up. Why? Sometimes, not even sometimes, us as a nation of people, we haven't changed. Those buildings been there since I was born. Born in '89. Nothing's been changed. Nothing's changed, folks. Right? You want smooth words, right? Read on.
Verse 11, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, because the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us.
That's what we're saying. Get ye out of the way. You don't want to listen to us. We go out to the street, right, to preach this word because we love our people. We ain't doing it for the fame and the money. For what? For what? We love our people, right? I'll read on.
Verse 12. Wherefore, thus said the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon.
We stayed thereon. We trust in oppression and perverseness, right? We despise this word because we think we know it all. We think the lifestyle, you're comfortable in this lifestyle, right? In order for change, it's going to take some type of uncomfortability. Just like you're going out to the gym and you're working out, your muscles get sore, but yet your muscles will slowly grow gradually. This is the same thing. Change is uncomfortable, but it's going to take you to newer heights, right? But you want to hear smooth words. Read on.
Verse 13. Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant.
Yes. Breach ready to fall, then swelling out in a high wall.
Calamity.
Then suddenly, instantly, chaos.
Chaos. And we're confused. We're saying, why is my world crashing around about me? Because we trust in oppression, like my brother brought out, and perverseness.
Right. They love the song and dance, but our enemies do that. Tell us, give us a song and dance when they make you feel good. The Lord ain't coming back with hugs and kisses, man. That's been brought out with elders of class consistently. It's coming back with vengeance, man, for align things up in order. This is what our enemies do. If you want smooth words, let's get that in Psalms 55, 20 and 22.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant.
This is characteristics, folks. Remember, this is not hatred or anything. This is a book of prophecy, past, present, and future. There are certain characteristics that help reveal who is who and what is what. So keep this in mind. Read that again.
Yeah. The book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant.
He put forth his hands, shaking your hands. Breaking covenants, promises. You got something to say, brother?
That's about the Americans here in America. They broke their treaties. They said, oh, we got peace. And then next thing you know, they're losing more land, losing more lives. That's it.
Praises that based off of prophecy. Right? It should click like that in a folk's spirit. I'll read on.
Verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. They
have some type of agenda. We're not here to have smooth words. We're trying to give our people a peace of mind. Right? This is your enemies doing this. Right, and it should highlight who's doing that. Like, we're not saying nothing. We're not riding around in horses with stuff covering our face, forcing stuff on people. We're reading the Bible. It's based on prophecies. Just like brother said, this happened to the Native Americans. Right? Read on.
Verse 22. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved.
That's what we're going to preach. We're going to preach to our people to cast thy burden unto the Lord. Make supplication to the Lord. He shall sustain thee, right? You will never be removed from anything because you're going to be stable in this. He never going to forget you at any type of situation that you may be going through in life, right? We're going to consistently teach our people the truth in Zechariah 8:16. We're not going to speak to you with smooth words. It's not going to benefit you. There's no type of profit in doing so. Get that, brother, in Zechariah 8:16.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 8 and verse 16. These are the things that ye should do. Speak ye every man the truth to his neighbor. Execute the judgment of truth, and peace in your gates.
Yes, it goes within your gates and it goes out to the community, right? Speaking the truth, which is Christ, as he comes to the volume of the book, to his neighbor, to your the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It represents change when you execute in judgment, right? Making supplication to the Lord, right? Because at the end of the day, the truth is consistently, it's a reminder you are in captivity. Let's give more emphasis as to why we're in captivity and proof that we are in captivities, right? Baruch 3:8-14.
The book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God.
According to our iniquities of our forefathers. So the Most High is has no respect of persons. We are under subjection because of our iniquities, the sins for our forefathers. We take an accountability. The other nations have to take accountability for their forefathers and foremothers for what they have done. Because we are, right? We subject to payments. You're paying your bills. You're going out. You have to wait on taxes, right? The money, stuff is being taken out of your check, right? You're supposed to get paid the same day.
Yep,
that's in the Bible. That's righteousness. Right? Like what they do, they wait 2 weeks. They take your check. You sometimes get paid twice a month. Every single day you're supposed to get paid, folks. It's chaos. You got something to say?
And brother, in France, they get paid, I think, every 5 weeks. They wait every 5 weeks. So a month, you won't get your money. You got to be really, you're going to be holding to the job until the next 5 weeks for your next paycheck.
That is crazy.
Slavery. That's captivity, brother.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
that's because we departed from the Lord our God, right? So read on.
Verse 9. Hear, Israel, the commandments of life, and give ear to understand wisdom.
Give ear to the seers and the prophets that go out to the street. Shout out to you congregations out there across the four corners of the globe that's pushing this truth, right? Or you may not be a part of the congregation. You may be waking up. But shout out to you folks out there, right? Give ear to wisdom. We need that wisdom, right? Not wisdom of the world. It's not profiting us, right? So read on.
Verse 10. How happeneth, Israel, that thou art in thine enemy's land, that thou art waxen old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead?
Yes. How? Now we waxing old. We never look old because we got that shea butter, cocoa butter, or we got that genes. We are special people, man. Deuteronomy 7:6, we're special people. We don't know. We never. We may grow old, but we don't look old. So all praise to the Most High, right? We're in a strange country. We have to learn the languages of other nations, right? Sometimes we bring reading certain things from the English language that doesn't make sense. Get tongue tied or whatever the case may be because we lost our language, right? And we defiled with the dead, the walking dead. Everybody else is dead because the laws wasn't given to us. But once you read this book, it gives you life. Yes. Right? Read on.
That's right. Verse 11, that thou art counted with them that go down into the grave.
You counting your steps to go down to the grave with everybody else? You want to be like everybody else. Don't follow a multitude to do evil, folks. counted with them that go down to the grave.
Great.
Yeah. Read on.
Verse 12, thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom.
We were forsaking the fountain of wisdom. We're going to find out how we're going to get that wisdom, right? Read on.
Verse 13, for if thou hast walked in the way of God, thou shouldest have dwelled in peace forever.
Dwell in peace forever. We're not dwelling in peace. That's why you get hit with anxiety and all the different types of spirits. Right? Because we're not dwelling in peace. This is not our peace. It's not our rest. I don't care how much money you got. When Christ hit that sky, your money's that's not profitable. You're more profitable. Your heritage, knowing who you are. Your eyes should be illuminated. You should be astonished. But they don't want that thing. They want to hide things. The elder brought it out. And why are they hiding stuff? Putin doing it on purpose too. He's releasing certain things. He don't like America. He said a couple things about it. He understands that we're the children of Israel.
Yeah,
the reason why he's doing that thing.
Yeah, right? They're making their own tongues to fall upon themselves. I mean, paraphrasing Psalm 64:8, they're making their own tongues to fall upon themselves.
Yes, sir. It's the beautiful things based off of prophecy. Right? Y'all read on.
Verse 14. Learn where is wisdom, where is strength, where is understanding, that thou mayest know also where is length of days and life, where is the light of the eyes and peace.
And these are the questions you need to be asking yourself, man. Asking these questions. Where is the strength? Where is the understanding? That thou mayest know also where is the length of days. What's the purpose of life? Why am I here? You're here for a specific reason. You're special people. You're holy people. But the first thing you got to do is pick up this book and read. Let's get that in Revelation 1 and 3. That's the first step. Ask those questions. That's why we out here. That's why we're doing these classes, because it gives you a peace of mind. You know, tell people the truth, right? All praise to the Most High.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
Blessed is he or she that readeth. You end up hearing the words of this prophecy. So there's a lot of religions out there, but they don't understand prophecy. So they create their own madness, their own doctrines. That's why there's so much chaos, right? Blessed is he or she that readeth. You get to understand who you are, where you're going. Your nationality is highly important, because they're going through extreme measures to hide stuff. This stuff in the Vatican, Lord's will, we get down there one day. Lord willing.
That's right. Hey, brother, would you mind, because you're going to go to, I want to, would you mind if we read? I'm just going to give you it's going to be a precept going to your next precept. If you don't mind, same chapter, Revelation, just add verses 5 and 6, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. 5 and 6. 6. All right. 5 and 6.
All praises.
Let me read it.
Yes, sir. I'll read it. I'm reading.
Okay.
And from Jesus Christ, who is the faithful witness and the first begotten of the dead and the prince of the kings of the earth, unto him that loveth us and washed us from our sins in his own blood.
Yes, Christ. Do all things in Christ. Christ, who is faithful. He's the witness and the first and begotten of the dead. And for the prince, he's doing it for his people, right? Who loved us. He sacrificed his body for us to have the opportunity to make spiritual sacrifice. Went over that last class, all praises. That represents, Lord willing, prepping for Passover, right? Read on.
Verse 6, and have made us kings and priests unto God and his Father. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. He made us kings and priests, princes and queens out there with your glorious garments, your fringes. You stand out in the midst of all those leggings and chaos and jeans and madness out there. You're special. You're a holy people.
That's right.
Amen. Amen. The Most High, right? Which it makes it a blessing, gives you life, and you pick up this book and read. Once you do that, hey, perfect, like you said, perfect precept. right? Exodus 19:6.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, this is what the Lord feels. You get the understanding as to who you are.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord said your kingdom of priests, kings and priests, right? He gave his life unto you, right? So you can live once more through him to please the Father which is in heaven. You're a special people. Let's get that in Exodus 19:6.
The book of Exodus, chapter 19 and verse 6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
Yes, we speak this into the children of Israel because I know folks is tired of working, tired of saving your monies, the following the ways of the land, the laws of the land. Are you tired? Like this, there's got to be some type of purpose to your life, right? It's not just waking up, paying bills, doing whatever you want to do according to American ways. It's not that living the American dream. What's the American dream? To still be asleep? Is that the dream to be asleep? You're a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. We're supposed to speak. We're supposed to encourage one another, not find fault in each other. Like if you find fault, let's plan. Let's plan something to make peace. Let's build a bridge. We don't have time, folks.
That's right.
Because that's being vain, being just like the other nations.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, but consistently, what do? We keep provoking the Lord. Keep provoking him. Right? Let's get that in Isaiah 65, 1-7.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 65 and verse 1. I am sought of them that ask not for me. I am found of them that sought me not. I said, behold me unto a nation that was not called by my name.
You're not calling to the name. We calling to Biden. We calling to Trump. You give all your power and might into voting. For what? You don't call into the Lord. You don't. The Bible's sitting there. Here before I was born. Any of us before we were born, collecting dust, right? But somehow we trust in our oppressor in their ways. We're scared. Why are you gonna be scared for? He got you. This is what the Lord has been doing consistently. Read on.
Verse 2. I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good, after their own thoughts.
After your own thoughts. It's not working. You're living in chaos. You're upset in the mind, right? Those spirits is hitting you, right? You don't know what's going on, which way to go, because we after our own hearts, our own minds, we're making us rebellion. Read on.
Verse 3. A people that provoke me to anger continually to my face, that sacrificeth in gardens and burneth incense upon altars of brick.
Yes, in retrospect, making sacrifices to gain money, right? Holidays, birthdays, you sacrificing to different gods. Your 12 horoscopes. You got 12 horoscopes, but there's 12 tribes of Israel. Make it make sense. You really like they take from the Bible, but you're unaware of that thing because you in different doctrines, right? You're sacrificing. It's okay to do it for the kids. Are you sacrificing to other gods and there's other laws that God has said not to do, right? Read on.
Verse 5. No, sorry. Verse 4. Which remain among the graves and lodge in the monuments, which eat swine's flesh and broth of abominable things is in their vessels.
Wow. Yeah. Yes, you're sitting, you eating your pork chop sandwiches. And they put pork in everything. That's another thing too. Once you start to look at the labels, folks, especially during Passover, they try to hide things and they put pork in every little candies, all that different types of foods, and we have to sit there and read it. They read the label because they want to keep you in sin.
Brother, can I add something?
Yes, sir.
Because like you said, they put pork and stuff. And pork makes our vessels abominable. So it detaches from the Most High God. I was in the movie theater one day. You know, sometimes you get the little kids pack and the gummy bears, they have pork gelatin. The gelatin was from pork. I looked it up. I'm like, I'm sitting going to movies all the time, eating these gelatin gummy bears. And like my brother just said, they slick, they throw it's pork-based gelatin. So I was like, I can't eat order gummy bears.
made no sense, man. They put in every little
They
type.
were like real fruit. They said the real fruit. It was like little kids pack, popcorn and little gummy bears. And it says real fruit on that package, real fruit gummy bears. You think you're eating healthy. And then you look at I said, let me look this up. And I had to go Google search the gelatin a source for that gummy bear, which is in real fruit gummy bears. And it was pork based. I had to say, oh my gosh, Father, forgive me. Didn't know.
And that's why we pray over our food, man.
Yes, brother.
That's highly important because he said we're gonna be defiled, but it's just folks out there too that love that pork, but yet we've been put to death and forced to eat pork. This is the reason for everything why we don't celebrate it. It's not good for your health.
No,
we forced to eat it back then, so it's not a Muslim thing. The Muslim got that from the law, statutes, and commandments.
yeah, the Bible's written before the Quran. The Quran's written in AD times. This is written in BC times, before Christ hit the scene, showing you this word is living. And the dietary law has not changed, because if you read the next chapter, I'm not going to go over your class, but bottom line, my brother said in chapter 66, around verse 17, I believe, eating swine, verse 17, they're eating swine's flesh, and most Christ is coming back to destroy those or slay those eating those abominable foods.
Okay?
Okay.
He ain't playing, man. Right?
No.
Read on.
Verse 5, which say, stand by thyself, come not near to me, for I am holier than thou. These are a smoke in my nose, a fire that burneth all the day.
You don't want to be told nothing. Those religions, man. And folks be like, man, I'm saved already.
I'm saved. Yeah, I'm holier than thou. Don't touch me. I'm anointed. Okay. Christ has made you anointed. He made you powerful. He made you holy through his scriptures.
That makes him mad. A smoke in my nose, a fire that burneth all day. Makes him mad. Man.
Yes.
So I'll read on.
Writing that precept down, brother. Thank you, brother. Verse 6, behold, is written before me, I will not keep silence, but will recompense into their bosom.
Yes, he's not like the brother said, you read the next chapter, you don't get a taste of what's going to happen. That's a prophecy that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
What's going to happen when you're eating those swine flesh, when you don't want to change for the Lord. You want to be in your iniquities. You want to be in your sin. Right? So I
want to add that to add what you just said. I could have read that gelatin pack and that gelatin's pork based. Oh, you know what? Could have kept them on going. No, stop. Know better, you do better. All right. Verse 7. Your iniquities and the iniquities of your fathers together, said the Lord, which have burned incense upon the mountains and blasphemed me up on the hills. Therefore will I measure their former work into their bosom.
You'll measure the things that you do, the works that we do. He's going to measure them back. He's going to recompense it back to us. He's going to allow that thing to come to fruition, right? Which is creating the type of lifestyle that we're living today. This is what's going on today. It's prophesied for this thing to happen, right? It's chaotic. We lost the holy structure of a family. This is what's going on. We're living under oppressed. So this is the reminder, folks, in Isaiah 3:2-12.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 2. The mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancient.
He took away our heritage. We're kingdom of holy kingdom of priests and of a priesthood, right? The kings and princes. But he took that heritage away from us. Right? The mighty man, the men of war, the judge, the prophets, the prudent, and the ancient. Right? He's taking that thing away. Read on.
Verse 3. The captain of 50 and the honorable man and the counselor and the cunning artificer and the eloquent orator.
Yes, he's slowly taking that thing away. We forgot our heritage, right? Just like in Jeremiah 17:4, right? We got our way. Guess this is what's happening right now, right? Read on.
Verse 4, and I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them.
I will give children to be their princes, right? So that the oppressors that rule over their children is going to rule over you. Right now, they're set. right? They're comfortable. They're set for life, right? They're gonna rule over us, the princesses,
Mm.
right? Man, read on.
Verse 5. And the people shall be oppressed, everyone by another, and everyone by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable.
And you see that on slave movies, having people tied up. Right? Hey, we got you a slave right here. It's okay. Have some fun, right? They're gonna behave himself proudly against the ancient ones. Those,
And that goes twofold. That's us also in our nation. We got our children being dishonorable to their parents, talking back to their parents, being very disrespectful to the ancient. Like, I know more than you. I got an education. They don't look at grandmother got her back beat in. Grandpa got his back beat in. Had to drink from a colored only fountain. Had to go through Jim Crow and civil rights so you can go to college.
yeah.
But you gonna come back out of college. I got a degree. I'm more smart than you, mom and dad. But you stand on their shoulders.
And then don't worry, like folks out there don't want to be disobedient and stuff like that. You fail to realize that you don't know who you're talking to. It could be an angel, and you have an opportunity to listen to the angel, but you choose not to. It's okay. Guess what? You're being recorded, right? Better take heed, right? Folks, be glad and grateful for having a life to get things right. Because Christ died for us to get things right, get back in order, to have our heritage back in order. So be mindful of that, folks that want to be disrespectful to your parents and stuff. The ancient, right? Read on.
Verse 6. And when a man shall take hold of his brother of the house of his father, saying, Thou hast clothing, be thou our ruler, and let this ruin be under thy hand.
Like we're trying to big each other up, trying to find who's the leaders, right? You got clothing, right? You ready?
You look good. You look like a reader. You look like you flossing. You should be our ruler because he got nice clothes. He look like the part. He looks smooth and cool.
But guess what happens, right? Read on.
Verse 7. In that day shall he swear, saying, I will not be an healer, for in my house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people.
We're hit with captivity, and that brings our spirit down. So we don't have the righteous rulers around us when we depart from these words, these scriptures. This book gives you life. You can become that leader to stand for righteousness, right? Read on.
Verse 8. For Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord to provoke the eyes of his glory.
That's because of Solomon, right? Because he transgressed and split the kingdom in half, northern and southern kingdom, right? Jerusalem and Judah is falling, right? So hold that. So who's going to stand up for for the Lord? Where the real leaders at?
Bring it out, brother.
Let's
the book of Psalms, chapter 94 and verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Who's going to do it? We keep showing hatred to one another, trying to find fault, right? Especially folks in the truth. You should know better, right? We don't got time for vanity, for things that don't mean anything to your salvation, don't mean anything for the people, right? We don't got time to find fault. We're still in this captivity. There's people that really hate you. We're going to get an example of that, right? So who's going to stand up for the Lord? Who's going to be the real leaders in this? Who's going to guide the people, right? Use those spiritual gifts, the spiritual scriptures that before you, right? Let's go back to Isaiah 3 and verse 8 again.
Verse 8. The book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 8. For Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord, to provoke the eyes of his glory.
Yes, we consistently provoking them, right? Read on.
Verse 9. The show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves.
Yes, you rewarding evil unto yourself. You don't hide that thing, right? You want to be careless. Like we making TikTok videos. You want to be careless and sin. You
Mhm.
want to be comfortable in this land. It's okay, right? Yet you recording yourself, your spirit recording itself. Don't realize what you're doing, right? Read on.
I want to say real quick that Sodom is that LGBTQ.
Mm.
Sodom is the show of their countenance. They're prideful, called pride.
Oh yeah, gay pride. Yeah.
Against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They don't care sodomy. They rejoice in sodomy, and they don't hide it.
Man, keep pushing it. Pushing scary movies, all types of movies and TV shows. Keep pushing it.
Everything.
Mm.
Don't hide it. They hide it not. Mhm.
So read on.
Say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings.
Yeah. You should eat the fruit of your doings, right? You reap what you sow.
Mhm.
Right? Say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with them. Trying to provoke folks to good works, but if you're doing something, you're gonna eat the fruit of your doings. You reap what you sow. Think before you do things, right? Love your nation of people, build them up. Be a peacemaker, not a peace breaker, right? Have some type of hope, just like brother brought out in his your brother Joel brought out in his last class. Beautiful class. Have some hope. These scriptures give you hope, give you life, right? Read on.
Verse 11. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him.
Yeah. Woe to death and destruction. Woe unto the wicked. It should be ill with him or her. The reward and what you do and produce, you're gonna get a reward. Trust and believe that, right? Read on.
Verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and the women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths.
Yes, your path is destroyed. You forgot First Corinthians 11, 1 through 5, the holy order of things. The right? The holy order of things when you depart from this word, right? When you live in chaotic mode, the man is not the ruling the households. You got the women ruling, the children ruling as their oppressors. Being smart with your parents, whatever the case may be, right? Bringing chaos. They always going to attack the woman, just like back in the day in the garden of Eden. Satan went to who? The woman for a particular reason, right? That attack the emotional part. Never went to Adam. Ask yourself that, right? To bring chaos and order.
That was great, man. That's a great, man. You gave me another vision of that, because Satan operates out of order. He goes to the woman first.
Mm-hmm.
When Christ was with the woman with the well, he said, "Where's our husband?" In John 4, Christ always stayed in order. But
Yeah.
Satan comes out of order and tries to go to the weak link, goes out of order, goes to the woman versus the man first.
It's chaos. Just like in the news, they always see that the going straight to the mom, never go to the father. That made no sense. Right? We got real enemies around here.
Yeah.
Right? You mentioned this, brother, with the police officers, man. It's chaotic, right? You read this for me, man.
Yeah. This is I start this hit my spirit, and this actually goes with brother Elias' class. This just happened last year, and these 6 police officers. I'm gonna read it right here. This combination of photos shows from top left former Rankin County Sheriff's deputies Hunter Elward, Christian Deadman, Brett McAlpine, Jeffrey Middleton, Daniel Opdecki, whatever his name is, former Richland police officer Joshua Hartfield, appearing of the Rankin County Circuit Court in Brandon, Mississippi, August 14th, 2023, not too long ago, not even a year ago. All right. 6 former Mississippi law enforcement officers who pleaded guilty to state and federal charges stemming from the torture and abuse last year of 2 black men, one of whom was shot in the mouth, are set to be sentenced in federal court. Yeah, if you follow that account, they did some heinous, very wicked stuff to these men.
Mm.
And this happened last year, not even a year ago. So the hatred is still here. We're in captivity, brothers and sisters.
Mm. So folks out there, like within our nation, we want to hate our people. Take that same energy, look up your history, and guess what? You'll find out you got real enemies out there that really hate you.
Yeah, take that energy, like some brother Lyle said. Take that energy and go against these guys, people that are actually taking their badge and using their authority to abuse our people.
It made no sense, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So folks are bickering and biting, especially within those who know they're Israel, and those outside of it, killing each other, making rap videos, whatever the case may be. It's comfortable to hate one another. Buck up against folks that really hate you. They hate you so much that with your deceased body, they do the deplorable things to it. There's a reason why they hate you so much. Even when you passed on, you're doing despicable things, right? Let's hit you with some more stuff to bring that hatred towards. It's a book out of 100 years of lynching. A couple tidbits of newspapers from across America of situations that happened with our people back in the day, right? We're gonna get a little bit of account of this, right? Like I said, we're doing it for the people. Take your energy and go towards your enemies out there. Now, this is not preaching that we're gonna get mad, go and start punching people who are other nations and acting a fool. We can't do that. But we have to bethink ourselves. We have to remember who we are, understand through the law, statutes, and commandments how to operate, and remember that throughout history we do have a common enemy consistently, right? But these law, statutes, and commandments, we're gonna teach our people to have stability, to bethink themselves that they got real enemies to deal with, right? Not to hate one another. Especially when folks of the other nations always say, well, we hate on each other, we do this and that, and we're thugs and this, that, and the third. Not also giving an account that you helped create the thug image. You helped create it as well. So we're trying to do something about it, trying to get our people back to righteousness.
Yes.
Expound on righteousness. Pull out history. This is historical evidence, so it's not hatred, right? And it's not of our people. And some of it's from the other nations' people that has a book like this, right? And other tidbits and books and textbooks out there. But we're gonna read the first one. This is dealing with the Army. The first Negro at West Point knifed by fellow cadets, right?
Wow. New York, Truth Seeker, April 17th, 1880. First Negro at West Point knifed by fellow cadets. West Point, New York, April 15th. James Webster Smith, the first colored cadet in the history of West Point, was recently taken from his bed, gagged, bound, and severely beaten, and then his ears were slit. He says that he cannot identify his assailants, but other cadets claim that he did it himself.
That's crazy. He's trying to serve the country, right? And you're trying to have a good morality towards it, the serving this country, right?
Brother, can I add a precept? I don't know if you have in your precepts, Ezekiel 35 and verse 5. Real quick. This is Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because you see, this particular thing happened in 1880, and we just showed you an article that happened last year, 2023. So Ezekiel 35, if you read the top of the chapter of 35, that's talking about Esau, Edom. I'm going to read verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, a never-ending hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. This is 1880 after slavery. And then 2023 after slavery for perpetual hatred. The word of God is real. Like my brother bringing out, all praises. All.
There's a reason why it's a perpetual hatred. Lord willing, there'll be a series of this. There's so much to cover. We had to condense it and lay a foundation. There's a reason for that. I appreciate that, Ezekiel 35 and 5. There's a reason for that. Lord's will, we bring it out in due time. Let's get another example in the newspaper, Chicago Tribune.
Okay. Chicago Tribune, November 22nd, 1895, after slavery, by the way. Texans lynch wrong Negro, not even guilty. Madisonville, Texas, November 21st. News has been received here of the lynching of a Negro in this part of a Madison County on Tuesday night. He was accused of riding his horse over a little white girl and injuring her. On Wednesday, it was discovered that the wrong Negro had been gotten hold of by the mob. The guilty one made his escape.
Folks are being accused of things and then coming after our people.
Mm-hmm.
So if we want to fight and make gang wars or whatever the case may be, have the same energy for folks out there, right? But that have this type of energy, that still have a perpetual hatred, right?
Yep.
Just like the brother brought out the other article. It's still happening. And there's more examples. We just condensed it in Lord's Road. We bring it to fruition, right? But that actually happens. There's a reason why all this stuff is happening, because we depart from the Lord thy God, right? Let's get that in Isaiah 41:10. But the Lord is here for you. We got the solution. Never depart from the Lord. Make supplication, because he's always here with us.
Yes.
Thing is, we always depart from him every single time, right? He's always here. He's the real one, right? But we're the fake ones because we keep departing away from him. We're coming out of the spirit, whatever the case may be. This is a time of reflection, right? The season on the path to Passover, right? Read on.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 41 and verse 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness.
Yes, don't be dismayed. Things is going to happen, but prophecy has to be fulfilled. Remember, it's supposed to happen, right? So you can receive that righteous reward, right? He will strengthen thee. He will help thee, but we always depart, right? He will uphold us, right, in righteousness, right?
Yep.
But we always depart. Make that supplication unto the Lord. Don't give up, right? Keep pushing. We're going to get hit. We're going to go through many sorrows, but he's building us up. He's always with us. Always come back into these scriptures, right? Then Daniel 9:3-6.
The book of Daniel, chapter 9. My apologies. I was thinking about a precept when you were saying that. Thy right hand is Christ, by the way.
Yeah.
He's the author and finisher of our faith. That's Hebrews 12:2. Real quick. I'm not gonna go there, but I just want to just give that little precept nugget. When you say thy right hand shall uphold us, Christ shall uphold us, all praises. The book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 3. And I set my face unto the Lord God to seek by prayer and supplications with fasting and sackcloth and ashes.
Praise the Most High. This is how you make supplication. Don't forget the Lord thy God. He's right by your side.
That's
whenever
right.
you're feeling down. Reach out to brothers and sisters as well.
Yes.
We're trying to embrace folks, try to build folks up, not trying to find fault. If we do find fault, we're going to take correction. We're going to find a way to make peace, right? Because if I speak ill will about somebody, I got to speak positive. Because we're all going through it, right? In the land of our captivity, right? Read on.
Verse 4. And I prayed unto the Lord my God and made my confession and said, O Lord, the great and dreadful God, keeping the covenant and mercy to them that love him and to them that keep his commandments.
Make that prayer, that sacrifice unto the Lord, right? Whenever you're feeling down, bring use these scriptures to edify yourself, right? To let the Lord pick you back up, right? Read on.
Verse 5. We have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments.
Yes, taking accountability. That's what these scriptures do. It converts you to a righteous soul, right?
Yes, sir.
If we have sinned, we have committed iniquity, right? Even if we're in the truth, sit down, reflect, tell yourself this. Instead of pointing fingers, you did this, you did that. Since you had a list of things of pointing things out and pointing who did what and how they did it. Now it's your turn. Let's see how you actually handle the situation. You're going to be judged based off of it. This message is for ourselves as well, We're not sitting on our high horse and thinking we got it all. No, we have to reflect as well, right? Taking accountability for our actions and bridging the gap, right? No more going back and forth, right? There's no point because we have people that really hate us.
Mhm.
So read on.
Verse 6, neither have we hearkened unto thy servants the prophets, which spake in thy name to our kings, our princes, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land.
Right, folks out there that may be out of the truth, right? Take accountability. You see this word consistently when we're going out to the street. You may ignore it, but take heed to it, right? Because we speaking in thy name to our kings, our princesses, our princes out there, our forefathers and mothers, right? I'm trying to get you to hearken into God's word, come back into his fold, to do things, all things in Christ. Let's get that in Colossians 3:23-24.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 23. And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men.
Yes. Do it for the Lord, right? Not unto man. Read on.
Verse 24. Knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for ye serve the Lord Christ.
You serve the Lord Christ. You're gonna receive that reward. Keep your head up. Receive that reward. You're gonna go through much sorrow. But guess what? The Lord, you're a follower of Christ, you're gonna go through those infirmities, right? Much respect to the women out there as well, and to the men as well. Keep on encouraging folks, right? In Matthew 26:10-13.
Bring it out, brother. The book of Matthew, chapter 26 and verse 10. When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me.
Yes, why trouble her? She's doing a great work, right? Read on.
Verse 11. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always.
Yes, right? Read on.
Verse 12. For in that she had poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial.
Yes, did it for his burial, right? Read on.
Verse 13. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman have done be told for a memorial of her.
Yes, much respect to that woman. And shout out to you, men, holy men, priests, and princes out there. Shout out to you guys for doing the works, right? And the truth, going through the infirmities, right? The Lord see all things, and he's still with you, right? The book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 29.
The book of Acts, chapter 5 and verse 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to be God rather than men.
We ought to be God rather than men. All praise to the Most High in Christ. Another topic on Monday Night Lawz. Welcome to captivity, folks. Welcome to captivity. What you gonna do in captivity? You gotta think yourself in the land of your captivity. Ain't nothing new in the sun. What you gonna do for the Lord? Right? I'm Brother Elijah, and reading for me today is
I'm Brother Yoel.
All praise to the Most High. Thank you for your time and energy in viewing this class. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button on Facebook and YouTube. All praise to the Most High. And with that, I'd like to say Shalom, Lord will, Israel. Next time.
Shalom, Most High in Christ bless.